I've got no doubt you've seen the Prada Paradoxe Intense all over your social feeds, so I'm here today to review it and tell you all about Prada's latest launch, the Intense Paradoxe for 2023. I love to start with sort of the inspiration behind the perfume so you can get a really good feel of what it's all about. Let's go into it. Paradoxe is kind of fashion meets feminism. Prada have always been quite an unconventional fashion brand. They don't play by the norms, which I like. This fragrance sort of takes femininity and lets it be whatever you want it to be versus what sort of the constructual norms are. So if that sounds like something you're interested in, then you're gonna want to know all about the notes and how long it lasts. Paradoxe Intense is a traditional floral amber. As you first spray it, you can kind of get this whole sugared floral buzz, if that makes any sense at all. And I think that's got a lot to do with the pear. It's juicy, it's syrupy, and I'm seeing quite a lot of pear in some of the mainstream fragrances at the moment, in particular this one, the new Alien, super floral, and also Lancôme I don't know, which is interesting. You can instantly recognize the Paradoxe DNA of sort of the amber, the floral. It's really delicate, but it's strong and it's empowered floral, but it's not in your face. It's just quite demure. It stands up on its own, if that makes sense, which I think ties into the story really well. It's really fresh to start. So you've got that pear, bergamot, the white florals is what really makes it stand out. The creaminess works really well with the fruits. As the scent then develops, you go into this sort of floral core again of some greenery from moss, which adds a subtle freshness to it, kind of roughs up the flowers a little bit to create something a little bit more earthy. But then as this sort of scent warms and the sort of flower petals sort of disperse, you can really get that strong hit of glowing amber. There's way more amber in this than the original, I feel. And it just gives everything it lights up the whole thing and creates this sort of aura around you, which I love. I can also get really strong hints of vanilla, which kind of makes me, I guess from the beginning, I could smell those sort of sugared florals. I think that's the vanilla sort of coating them in that sweetness, which is really lovely. And then you've got a slight bit of bourbon vanilla, which is a little bit more boozy, not as sweet. And the whole thing just smells really divine. I think everything you love about the original Paradoxe is only amplified in this. So to recap on the notes, in the top notes you've got pear, neroli, bergamot. Heart notes are moss, jasmine and neroli essence. Then in the base you've got amber, vanilla and bourbon vanilla. As you can see, when comparing the two, all aspects of the bottle have been sort of intensified. So you've got the darker pink to represent the intense juice. And from the smell as well, everything you would love about this, the white florals and the femininity has been really boosted to create the intense version. Starting with the original Paradoxe. Instantly, it's so much lighter. It's a lot more fresher. This one here has got way more amber in, and I feel like the impact of the white florals are way more creamier in this. It's a lot more sugary and the vanilla sweetens it up really nicely. This one is giving white florals and creaminess, but almost like an airier version. Yeah, do you know what? Instantly, that hit of pear, sort of a more exotic, juicier fruit, just transforms it and makes it feel more feminine. It's got way more amber in, it feels warmer, it feels glowier. It really makes sense how they've sort of tried to capture the feminine side and only amplify that. So the Intense is definitely my favourite one. If I've managed to convert you and you do want to give the Prada Paradoxe Intense a try, but you're new to it and you're not really sure what it smells like, maybe you haven't smelled the original, fragrances like Valentino Dolce Viva, Victor & Rolf, Flower Bomb Midnight, those kind of sweet florals are a good sort of similar perfume. Longevity wise, this lasts around 4 to 5 hours on me, tried and tested. I always give around like 3 or 4 spritzes on my wrists, pat it in, same with my neck and actually behind my knees. And I find I can still smell it all day. Sillage wise, straight away it fills a room. However, I'd say 2 to 3 hours later, you'd need to sort of be sat by my desk with me to smell it or giving me a hug. That's the kind of trail it gives. Season wise, we're coming into filming this now, we're coming into autumn, winter, and I think it's a great way to look at, if you love Prada Paradoxe, this could be your autumn, winter, more richer version. However, I do think if you're looking for just a brand new fragrance, you've never tried it, it's great for all year round. If I had to pick one, because it's a sweet floral, it would be summer, but this is wearable all year round. In terms of day and night, again, it's the perfect night version of the original Paradoxe. In terms of the packaging, with it being from Prada, you know it's going to be incredible. They're one of the most like top 3 luxury brands in the world, so you know they're going to be giving you the best when it comes to perfume. What I want to highlight is if you are shopping for this in store and you want to try the Intense, be very careful. It's very subtle difference, this box, to the original box, and you need to go for the one with Intense on. Cute detail here. As we know, Prada are really famous for their triangle iconography, which feature on most of their handbags, and you got that subtle nod to the fashion house there, which I love. Again, then the Prada embossed box and the Prada pink, which I love. I love the pastels that they create. I think they're so significantly Prada, which effortless. Moving on, the bottle itself is the iconic triangle, which I think people love. One thing I wasn't sure of when I first held it was how is it gonna sit? I really want it to sit this way. I don't know why, but it does sit this way. Cap, who's got the beautiful Prada embossed logo on, which I think is a really subtle, nice touch. You've also again got a nod to the Prada brand with the triangle just on the lid, which I think is really special. In addition then, this logo here is what you'll see on the handbags, which is so lovely that you get a piece of that for your bedroom, dressing table. If you're into the fashion, it makes perfect sense for you to have this fragrance as well. Just the bright pinkness of the juice makes it so inviting, I think. It doesn't stain your clothes, which is something I always do test. And it's just a beautiful bottle, I think you'll agree. This bottle here is also refillable like the original Paradoxe. I don't have a refill here, but I think it's really important to show you how easy it is to refill. The refills are exactly the same as the original, so I'm going to show you how to do it right now. So what you have to do is take your lid off, unscrew the cap, then make sure you're using it on a flat surface. And it's really important to not wash the bottle out if you're going to refill it. I would just keep topping it up if I was you. Then with your refill bottle, take the cap off, turn it on. You can hear a little pressure release when you do turn it on. Then all you do is tip that into the bottle. It auto-fills and stops itself when it's too full. And then you just turn it back off, place the lid back on your perfume and go from there. Something I learned from researching this is, say for argument's sake, you were to buy a 50ml version of this perfume and you loved it. If you were then to buy 3 other 50ml perfumes, you'd be actually contributing to more waste than if you bought a 100ml refill, because that way you get to keep this bottle and the 100ml refill uses 29% less glass. Let's recap on why you're gonna love Prada Paradoxe Intense. Firstly, if you love the original Paradoxe, this is a more intense, impactful version of that. That's an easy reason to love it. Secondly, the bottle is refillable and that equals less waste. Thirdly, it's from Prada. It's a piece of everyday luxury for you to feel that little bit more special when you spray your perfume every day. And lastly, it's just a beautiful floral fragrance that's sweet, creamy, and it's gonna last all day long. So you've got to try it. I highly recommend it. Let me know what you think or if you've got any questions in the comments.